Up and running. Wednesday night. What is it? October 15th, 2025. I know because the internet tells me so. And it looks like all systems are up and running. The boring tech stuff. You know. So we've got Traffic Man, Jessica, Danny, Jones, Lana, and James Fox. All right, welcome one and all. Look at Danny doing the thing out there, sharing the live, all that good stuff. Thank you, thank you. Got heart me's from Bernie, Danny, and I thought I saw someone else. Jessica sent a love you. That's very sweet. Thank you. All right. Oh, I am worn out. I don't know. Maybe the Wednesday hump day is a thing. Thank you, Traffic Man, for the heart me. Maybe that whole, Wednesday hump day thing is a thing. I'm not sure. But let's see. It was my live this morning, which I kept sort of short. I tried to do around an hour and a half at most. And then 3 hours of Danny's live, which was quite eventful. And, oh, thanks, Jessica. Thank you for stopping by and giving me the heart me. Have a great night. Enjoy yourself. Relax, rest. Do whatever you need to do to get that equilibrium. We all need it. What's this No Kings protest all about? I'm employed, so I don't know. Well, most people don't work on Saturdays, even when they are employed. That's a weird thing to say. What a weird take. Soaring above tyranny. Good evening. All right, folks. So we're off to a good start. Let's keep the taps coming. As always, we want to start with the heart me somewhere right around here. If for some reason you don't see an orange heart called heart me, you can go down to the bottom row. You will see a gift icon. Click on that and then look for the heart me, not just any heart, but the heart that's called heart me. And you can send that. It's just one TikTok coin. Come back, start sharing out the live. The easiest way to do that is to put your finger gently on the middle of the screen, either my nose or my giant forehead, whatever you prefer, and your friends list will pop up. And any lists that you created in the chat, right, in the messaging app. So if you're part of a list or you created a list, you can send to multiple people at once. That's exciting. So the poor laugh is so confused. The poor laugh, I guess you meant to say left. They can't figure out who to blame for all their own failures. Right. Because MAGA's not blaming everybody but the guys that are screwing them over, right? That's hilarious. Oh, boy. Anyway. So after you share out the live, come back and tap that screen. Let's get to 100,000 tonight. It's been a minute. All right. So while we get underway, while you folks are busy sharing and tapping, I am going to start off with a song that I haven't listened to in quite some time, but it's a doozy. Geniuses are out tonight. That is exciting. We are off to a raucous start with the Genius MAGA hats making absurd comments as always. But let's start off by bringing Danny up. Anyone else who wishes to come up, feel free. All right. Hey, Danny, what's happening?
Oh, you know how it is. Same old, different day. So
Yeah. Traffic man, what's
we're
good, buddy?
Good evening.
Yeah, it looks like we picked up right where we left off on Danny's
I
live.
guess,
Just the same
but
it's after dark too.
dum-dums.
if I may, though, the ending of that song, Eddie Van Halen just tearing away at the guitar.
Yeah.
Mwah.
So Scott Alexander says, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Why bring fictional characters into this? Half full, Mike. Yeah, you do sound half full. Just another beta talking about his menstrual cycle. And Michael Webb says Eddie is a dump fan. I got some bad news for you regarding Eddie Van Halen, Michael. He's no longer with us.
No,
So
he's what? It's been a few years now, hasn't it?
yeah. But he still thinks he's here. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he arose in the third day,
Half
according to
full
the
Mike has
guitar.
like the taunts of a like fifth grader. He says, the only thing fictional is your level of testosterone. Boop, boop, boop. Good evening, Hellmaker. How are you? Let's see. Yes, Scott Alexander. You're asking fictional? Yes, I said fictional. You know, when there's no proof of a person's existence and they're in a book of metaphors, then yeah, fictional character. Soaring above tyranny, that's, yeah. I suppose that he's not, but okay. Um, so, I'm going to read something. I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible. I did a prompt in ChatGPT, and I just asked for historic patterns of dictatorship, right? And the first one, undermining trust in democratic institutions. So, a couple of examples from Dumpy. Consistently labeled the media as the enemy of the people, cast doubt on the legitimacy of elections, most notably the 2020 elections, despite a lack of evidence of widespread fraud, even pressured state officials to overturn election results like that Georgia call. I just want to find 11,780 votes. Two, challenging outcomes of those contests. He refused to concede the 2020 contest and promoted the false claim that it was stolen. He supported efforts to overturn results through lawsuits, pressure on state officials, and urging Congress to reject certification, not to mention the slate of fake electors. That's a doozy. Three, mobilizing supporters against democratic norms. Examples: regularly held rallies that focus on personal loyalty and denounced political opponents. Also, J6. He encouraged the crowd to do what they did, and which is why he got impeached a second time. Number four, attempts to use the legal system against opponents. Well, that's kind of self-explanatory. That's a lot of what he's been doing. You know, he started with the lock her up chants back with Hillary. He's putting pressure on the DOJ to investigate political opponents, and one great example of that is Jack Smith. Um, he tried to get every attorney in the DOJ to go after Jack Smith. They all told him that there was no case. So the day before the statute of limitations ran out, he just threw any lawyer at it, and she's too dumb to understand what she's doing. So it's going to be a shit show. He interfered with sentencing recommendations, like Roger Stone. Personal loyalty over institutional norms. He expects loyalty from the FBI. James Comey didn't give him loyalty, so he fired him. Frequently replaced officials who disagreed with him or failed to show personal allegiance. Attacked whistleblowers and career civil servants who testified in the impeachment hearing. 6, propaganda and disinformation. Again, pretty self-explanatory, but he spread misinformation on C-19, election fraud, and other key issues. Just outright lies most of the time. Promoted conspiracy theories like QAnon and Deep State. Used social media to bypass traditional press and speak directly to supporters, a tool also used by modern populist leaders like Bolsonaro, Orban, and Erdogan. 7, cult of personality. Dump has portrayed himself as uniquely qualified to drain the swamp or fix America. Centralized the Republican Party around his persona. Many GOP members feared political consequences for dissent. Used personal branding, Make America Great Again, which of course started out as Make Germany Great Again, so there's that. So that's the thumbnail sketch of what a dictatorship looks like.
He also did steal that phrase from Ronald Reagan, by the way.
Well, but it was Make Germany Great
Correct.
Again first. Ronald Reagan did use it,
Correct.
That's true, but it's still Make Germany Great Again. That was the first time it was used by Schmittler.
Correct. Yep.
So, and fuck Ronald Reagan. He was a crappy president.
That is also correct.
Someone's saying they're experiencing cutting in and out. Is anyone else hearing cutting in and out?
About every 5 to 10 seconds, there is a bit of a blip in your audio, but it's nothing that you can't just get over.
Okay.
So,
All right. No, I just wanted to confirm. That could be a TikTok thing because when I went to go live, it downloaded a new version of Studio. So that could be why.
Okay. Most likely.
So anyway, Danny, what do you think of what I just read? Does that sound like we need to dump the dictator?
We don't need one, but he is a dick.
Yeah.
He is. He's a dictator.
Yeah.
I call him a dick because that's what he is, but he's a dictator. Everything you described and everything that went on was accurate. Extremely accurate. Matter of fact, if I didn't know who you were talking about, it'd be extremely scary.
Yeah, I mean, if I didn't reveal examples about Dump, I could have said the same thing about Schmittler.
Yep.
Or everything that I just read applied to Schmittler as well. He was duly elected. Many dictators are duly elected because you don't know history, so you make ridiculous statements like that. Schmittler was duly appointed as chancellor, all legal, down the line. It's happened many, many times. So maybe read a little history before you say dumb things like that.
They don't read.
Host is a soulless being. Look it up on YouTube. How would one measure my soul on YouTube? What? Michael Zarkian? Zarkian?
It's a very interesting comment.
Michael, that's one of the weirder things I've heard someone say. I certainly don't care that you think I'm soulless. It's just a goofy thing to say. And what does the other platform have to do with that? That's weird, man. Big Dog Sean proudly says, yet he's still your president. So you don't mind that he's a dictator? That's what you're saying, big dog,
Correct.
right? Because that's what
Yeah.
that statement implies. You know that, right? Grammatically, that's literally what it implies.
Peacemaker wants to leave the chat. He's typing in all caps. He done it more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, no one has said anything. So, Peacemaker, first of all, I don't know what you want special treatment over others. Well, where did that come into the conversation? Well, please don't type in all caps. That's considered rude. Uh, seal beater. Oh, yeah. So that's weird to refer to your dick as a seal, but okay. Weak rage bait is weak. Weak rage bait is weak. That's what an adult person wrote publicly. Like he thought about it. He was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck this guy up with a real
I think
gotcha, with a real zinger." And he wrote,
it was like he
"Weak
was.
rage bait is weak."
It's like he was trying to meme, but failed miserably. Yeah.
Oh, Jay's being a dick too.
Typing in all caps is rude. You're soft as Charmin. Oh, you're so tough. You're so rugged. And now you're so gone.
Bye.
Bye. You know, more proof that we can do anything we want to do. So go,
That's
you know,
right.
I
John.
say please. I ask please. I always ask nicely, please don't type in caps. But because these people are children, they have to just like, oh, well, he's asking me not to do something I want to do. So, blah, 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 blah. Let's see. We have
John Marshall.
big
Oh,
dog
sorry. Go ahead.
Sean wants to come on.
If I may, real quick, John Marshall down in the comments says, says we dumped Biden and Obama. First of all, Obama served 2 terms, so there really isn't any dumping that you do. But then they said they're, as in Their, they're dictators.
Right.
So like they're possessive.
Yeah.
Somebody else. Yeah. English. Do you speak it?
Homeschool. Homeschool.
No, this is, I think this is worse than
I
homeschooling. I think this
was gonna
might
say
be
no
some
schooling.
kind of damage going on.
Somebody
Because,
said. Somebody said they were part of the No Child Left Behind program, but they were the child left behind.
Right.
that scans. That
Yeah.
scans. All right, I'm going to do a bunch of short goals today. Something new I'm trying. 20 heart puffs. There they go, 20 heart puffs.
Looks like Big Dog did
Man, you
one.
make it easy.
Word of the day elocution. I think it's worse than that. Going, I think it's just abjectly people that are dumb.
Yes.
There's gonna be a show off traffic man eat all those heart
Way to go,
things.
traffic man. Good
I mean, it
man.
makes it easy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I'm
share.
trying something new today. Whoops, I clicked the wrong button. I'm trying, damn, I did it again. I'm so used to where the other button is, like an idiot. I'm just clicking the wrong spot over and over again. uh, let's see. Set my goal. It always wants me to do like a crazy expensive goal. I don't want to do that. I don't like crazy
Somebody,
expensive goals. Let's go autumn love.
see
Those
this.
WhatsApp are cute. They're only a coin each.
Yeah. There's
The
another
only
there's another
good thing,
20.
the only thing good that comes, I'm sorry, the only good thing that comes from our situation today, period. We now realize how beautiful things used to be. Okay, interesting.
All right, that sounds like something you'd find on a Hallmark card, but all right.
With the inappropriate punctuation halfway through the sentence, correct?
I didn't even see that thing. Let's see. That's actually a funny question, Nathan. Would you be willing to comment on Clayton Bigsby and his radical views? That's a Dave Chappelle reference. Good one.
Yes.
That's a good one. So Sweet James said the only good
Takes me
thing
back 20 years.
that comes from our situation today, he meant to put a comma, but he put a period accidentally. We
Yeah.
now realize how beautiful things used be. Used to be, I guess is what you were trying to say. I got you. I got you. Yeah, Mason, the lack of education is really, really showing. You know, they're not much for book learning, these magas, right?
They're not much for any learning, to be honest with you.
BRU22. Again, the what about Obama thing. Many of Trump's policies, especially immigration, are based on Bill Clinton and Obama.
Oh my God.
You guys are desperate, man. Just desperate. The anonymous says dump truck administration will come to an end. Everything comes to an end. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
but at what end?
Isn't that what Silver Surfer said? Whenever he landed somewhere, everything you know is at an end.
Yeah, because Galactus was
That's a
shortly behind him.
that's a chilling sentence, though. Everything you
Hmm.
know is at an end.
I do have an update on the story that I had broke, I guess, on Danny's live
I
about
do too.
California.
Mm-hmm.
I have an update on that also.
Okay, so well, from my understanding, the president wants to shut down I-5 so that part of the 250th celebration, they're going to have a vanity parade for JD Vance, and they haven't announced it for sure, that they are going to have U.S. naval ships deploy live ordnance over the highway in an act of, like dominance or whatever testosterone driven bullshit we live in this country now, alpha crap, and that is supposed to then land in Camp Pendleton. So yeah.
And
So
the only reason why they're doing that
before
is
we go on, Teabag Tim, because apparently he
Oh,
named
nice.
himself after his hobbies. He said, "Is that you telling us what to do?" Does anybody know what he's referring to?
no,
All right, sorry, Danny. Go ahead.
I have some
no.
thoughts, but yeah,
The reason why he's doing it on the 18th is deter from King's Day because
correct.
his birthday's November 10th. They could have done it the weekend before November 10th, which is on Monday. But no, they got to do this to counteract with the 18th.
So they'll
That's the
be
only reason why.
humiliated all over again
Yeah, like a
Yeah,
petrol.
basically, yes. Yeah.
because that was a pathetic show of whatever. Oh, I don't know what they were going for. Probably,
Listen,
you know, very communist like, you know, pomp and circumstance and all that shit, but
hmm
they didn't
Goose
get it.
stepping. That's what it
what
comes down
what we got was exactly what we needed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
point.
because I would definitely be of a different opinion if there was a more Moscowian parade, if you will.
to.
But that's not what we got. We got a very lackadaisical kind of just, yeah, cool. You might think you're in charge, but eat it
Yeah, I
kind of a
mean
parade.
the soldiers just blatantly insulted the guy. Just blatant. It was
Which I'm
crazy.
okay with.
Yeah.
No, 10 out of 10. No complaints.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. New live goals, chili peppers. And there's 50 of them.
Oh man,
Going for
50.
50. Yeah, just, you know,
That's all yours
Oh,
there. Go for it.
I just happen to have 50 coins.
look at that.
Oh, look at that. I'm not even doing it.
No, Lana's got this.
Lana beat
The
you
girl
to
from
it.
Omaha.
Yeah,
Omaha
Lana,
spamming
yeah,
Lana
it
and
down.
is.
Demand. Way to go.
Omaha is spamming down,
Yeah,
boy.
Man.
North Omaha's getting her done.
that's fantastic.
All right. I guess I have to do another. Damn it. I clicked the wrong goddamn button again.
We're just showing the love to you, brother. We're just
I
showing the love.
appreciate that. Appreciate that. I'm just laughing at myself for continuing to click the wrong button. Let's see. What else we got? We did Autumn Love. We did Rose. We did. Oh, let's do What's Up.
Oh my God,
What's up?
Ashley's here.
Hey, what's up,
Ashley,
Ashley?
haven't seen you in a coon's age.
Hello, Ashley. And that's
Blue
an old
Moon,
saying, folks.
a
Nobody get
fortnight.
triggered.
Yeah,
No, it's
correct,
not. It's
correct,
not toward anything particular.
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
I
Um,
should watch my language.
no, I, I know some
Grandma
people
agreed.
don't know, older slang. So, we got to clear that up. But,
Yep.
Jed, hold on. Whoops. I missed it. Hold on. Do-do-do-do-do-do. Joe Adler says morons are governing America. Absolutely.
Did you say
Absolutely. And
morons or
yeah,
Mormons? Did I
morons.
misread that?
It's morons.
Okay, sorry.
So yes, you did misread
I
it.
just I
Um,
kept my mouth shut because of that.
but
I know quite a few of those too. Yeah.
yeah, they are Big Dog Sean, who requested up, and I invited him in, but he left right away. Said
Yeah.
can't compare America to countries like Cuba and Russia and Vietnam and North Korea or China. Wake up. Well, you can if America is doing the same thing that those other countries are doing. Then of
Yeah,
course you can compare them. Maybe you should wake up and read something. And I know that's scary. You don't like book learning. I know. Hello, Jones. Good to see you again.
he
But read a book. Read a book about
he.
history. Read a book about recent history, like
Mhm.
Chile, and and Russia and countries like that are contemporary. And you'll see that. I mean, I know you won't understand it, but
Libya,
the
Egypt.
those countries behave exactly the way America is behaving now.
Hmm.
Yeah. Just go down to Mississippi. That'll give you a prime example.
Yeah.
You know, uh,
Look at
he has a
listen to what
rebuttal.
his reply is. Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I've seen Yoda laugh this hard in a while. It's pretty good.
he said he said, I do read. No one cares about history anymore, bud.
Bud, what is he? Wolverine?
Oh
Nobody cares
my
about history,
God,
Bud.
that's hilarious. Then he goes on to say, no, America is just cleaning house. Long overdue. By the way, overdue is one word. Oh, big dog Sean is coming up again. Let's see if he stays this time. Oh, hey,
Bro,
big
why
dog
you such
Sean,
a
how you doing?
good? Why you such a grammar Nazi, bro?
Why are you such an idiot?
I'm not, but you got
No,
me
you're
rolling
really
over here,
dumb. You're
bro.
really really dumb. It's
I
clear
mean,
that
you're
you're
dumb
dumb. It's
too. So
okay,
what is?
dumb people exist for a reason, but you're really really dumb.
I mean,
But
that's
thanks
your
for coming up.
opinion. You're
Anyway, oh fuck, man.
Uh, isn't
I
this
mean,
great?
just unbelievably dumb, man.
Listen, one of my friends is down in the comment, Joseph Stalin. Um, try not to judge too harshly by his username.
Good
So,
day, Joseph.
but
So I
yes, hello,
mean,
comrade.
raucous history
It's a
like
thing.
Tulsa, Oklahoma. Are you referring to 1921?
I mean, hold on. I was gonna say, I mean, let's talk. If we want to talk about recent history, let's not leave out, Philadelphia in the 1980s, for fuck's sake.
1985. Yeah. That
1985.
happened
That
that
happened in my
happened 3 months before my son was born.
that literally happened while I was alive. And you find, and I'll be honest with you, we were never taught about that in school. These were things. We were never taught about Tulsa, Oklahoma in school.
Mhm.
Okay, and these are things you find out later in life, and like the Tulsa, Oklahoma thing. Not to take anything away from it, but I mean, you think, oh well, that happened back, that happened way before I was alive, and then you get smacked in the face with, oh yeah, but while you were alive, this shit was happening in the 1980s, and it's like, okay, America is that bad? Holy fuck, Jesus,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I checked in on our buddy um, from last week that we rescued on Danny's Live. And
Okay,
I was curious to see, because I asked him, have you found anything else out since last week? And he was like, yeah, plenty. And he's like, yeah, he's really, really
okay.
bad. But I'm still skeptical. So I was like, hey, I'm looking forward to seeing you post about it. And he said he was going to do it later this week. So I'm still waiting to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Ruckus. Ruckus says, I'm 79, didn't learn about Tulsa until recently. Yeah. There's so many horrible things that has happened in America throughout its history that are never mentioned in schools. And
No.
if you get to college level, sometimes you'll hear some of it because that's where they start doing a different kind of study. What's the thing that everyone was race theory? What was it?
Oh, critical race theory.
Critical race theory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
CRT.
that's
Yes.
people were screaming about it as if they were taught to kindergartners. That was college level stuff, and that was
Hmm.
mostly just for lawyers. Like it wasn't that like
Yeah,
everybody was getting taught
that was
that
a
stuff.
very niche.
Yeah,
Yes.
but then that's when you'll find out about. There was another September 11th, I think, in the 17 or 1800s. Let me double check this.
I will tell you, within the last, well, I will say, with the BLM movement, okay, um, and this app, specifically this app, there was a lot of history that I've learned in the last 5 years of just the 1900s in America, and you hear about this stuff, and I would go out and I would like, okay, I want to hear more of this story. I want to hear more of the details. I want to, learn more about it. And it's like, holy shit.
Yeah, like
This isn't a
here's one I
joke. Like,
wasn't taught.
goddamn.
In Dakota, December 26, 1862, 38 Dakota men were strung up at the end of the Dakota War of 1862. And that's the largest mass execution in U.S. history, and that's never taught in school.
Mhm.
Uh, I think there was another thing that happened on another September 11th.
I mean, most of early American history that I learned in school was, um, you know, we had the 13 colonies, and then America was born.
Yeah.
But before that, we threw some tea into the bay, and then America signed a document, and then we skip like 30, 40 years, and then all of a sudden it's the manifest destiny and the
Yeah.
Trail of Tears. Now, we did learn about the Trail of Tears. That
Yeah,
was
but they
something
don't
that was
go
brought
into
up.
it in great detail.
No, they don't. And then we bought most of the rest of the United States from the French,
Hmm.
with the Louisiana Purchase.
And by the
And
way,
then
just
we
just
then we
just
yeah,
for a side note on the Louisiana Purchase, would not have happened without Haitians.
correct.
Haitians
Um,
defeated Napoleon.
Something else that happened with the Louisiana Purchase. There was a gigantic, oh my goodness, what was it called? Um, like a logging backup in the Mississippi River Valley that the American government at the time, once we got the Louisiana Purchase, Andrew Jackson, I believe it was Andrew Jackson, had said, "Oh, we need to clear that," and we ended up destroying a 1,000-year habitat of animals, indigenous peoples, and everything because we had to clear out a logging jam that had taken up hundreds of miles. I have to let me look that up real quick.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of notable events on September 11th, but I haven't gotten to the one that I was thinking about. I kind of remember that there was some kind of slaughter that happened on one September 11th.
The Great Raft is what I was referring to. There's a creator on this app and another app, the Tube, if you will, that goes into a great deep dive. Milo Rossi. Sorry to name drop, but he's a um, uh, archaeologist, and he had a wonderful video on that explaining the Great Raft. And the U.S. government was like, "No, we need riverboats to go up the Mississippi River," so we cleared it out.
Yeah, and that was the that was Governor DeWitt Clinton in the 1850s. He was a governor for 49 years, and he's the
Mhm.
one that created New York as the port city. If it wasn't for
Okay.
digging the canal to connect to the Mississippi River, it would have been
Mhm.
Louisiana, or
Yeah.
St. Louis. I think would have been the port city.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah. I guess, and then from there it was kind of like, what is it? And then we kicked all the Mexican people out of California, Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, kind of a thing. And then suddenly World War I happened, and it's like, well, then of course we have the original CW, right? And then World War I happened, and it was like, wait a minute, there are decades that are missing from history. What are we doing?
yeah,
As
I
an
mean
adult looking
it's
back,
like
it's
the
like
Bible,
Jesus.
right? In the Bible,
Hmm.
Jesus is born. He's spoken about as a child preacher
Hmm.
until he's 12 years old, and then they're like, and now he's 30. What?
Yeah. What happened in between the time? Yeah,
18 years? You're not going to cover that? They don't
right,
even allude to it.
right.
It's just like, oh,
No,
he's 12, and now that he's 30, wait, whoa, that's like whiplash. What are you talking about?
yeah.
And you'd think that if you're going to write fiction, you're going to write fiction that makes sense, right? Um, you say that Jesus's one job was essentially to be God incarnate, which is one of my favorite words because it just means in meat, God in meat form, and he's here to spread the word of God, which is technically his own word, right?
Right.
And somehow, in the 15 years that were recorded, 0 to 12, then 30 to 33, he never mentions boys kissing boys. Not once. It
I
doesn't even
mean,
allude to it.
and one thing that he did allude to, well, I guess because it technically would be his word because the Bible is the word of God.
Mm-hmm.
They he did give instruction on ABs.
Yeah, the bitter water. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I don't know if
Uh,
bitter water is in the New Testament or Old Testament. I always thought it was the Old
I'm
Testament.
pretty sure it's old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jesus wouldn't be in that anyway. But yeah.
Well, correct. But you know, that was old school God, but however, any word is his word.
Right.
So,
So
not to be a smartass, was that in the Playboy version or the other one, the
that was
Hustler?
in the B-58 Hustler version.
Gotcha.
Well,
There you go.
I actually read the Bible, so it's in there.
I have to add I have to add B-58 in front of that because I don't want to get in trouble.
But yeah, I mean, of course, I can always go off on a tangent about that, but it
Sure.
is amazing to me that like you people base their whole lives on this book and they don't know what's in it. Like, how is
Right.
that possible? Like, people read more about how to operate their cable box than
Hmm.
they read about the Bible. And I mean, yeah, I guess the cable box pamphlet is less pages, but still, you
But I,
know,
but I will say, think about it. A lot of people in this country would rather uh, go to a meeting every week and have somebody tell them how to operate their cable box.
yeah.
That's kind of the thing. But
Or their
um,
VCRs back in the day. Yeah.
yeah.
Say that again, Danny.
Well, a lot of them couldn't even operate a VCR back in the day. My mother-in-law used to call me up on the phone. I'm trying to record this to get a program. How do I do that? Oh,
Oh yeah, but that's always that. Whenever there's new technology, that's always going to happen.
I
yeah,
was
that
gonna
was
say
in the '80s. Yeah, that was the '80 was 1980. That was
Hmm.
me.
it's funny that Danny mentions that because up until it's like 7 or 8 years old, all of the VCRs in our house would blink 12
Yep.
until I
You
was
gotta set
like,
the clock.
I gotta set the clock because my Tylenol is getting to
Yeah.
me, and so I have to set the clock so it's correct. Oh,
That's funny.
I
apparently I
tell
have
you
an
what, mine
airplane
quit
landing on my
blinking.
house.
So what could I say? Mine quit blinking. It got tired of blinking, so it quit.
I just stopped. Um, if I may, more to the theme of this evening. Um, have you guys heard about the Arc de Triomphe that we're going to build in Washington D.C.?
Yes,
Or
yes,
No.
or or if I may say, the Arc de Trump.
gonna
And
look
This
like
isn't a
what
joke.
is the point of
man,
this thing?
He
a figure.
so the president is going to build himself an Arc de Triomphe or something very reminiscent of the German Arc de Triomphe. Okay,
Excellent.
um, and
I
I
seen
say
there's
that
one in
because
France in Paris
it
that look
it
just
it
like that.
it literally is very reminiscent of the German version, not the actual French version. Okay,
Yeah, Charles de
and
Gaulle had one.
to the point where he was actually holding a scale model in front of a press conference this evening, holding it up in the air, and somebody asked him, I think it was Sean O'Keefe, asked him, "Well, who is this for?" And he looked at him and said, "Well, it's for me."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go,
Tax
By the
dollars.
America.
Lincoln Memorial, where he wants to have it by the Lincoln Memorial.
But that's how
Correct.
you know that he's not planning to leave.
No.
Mm-mm.
I mean, the ballroom was a giveaway completely. Like
Right.
you don't spend $200 million and say it's going to be finished in 3 or 4 years if you're intending to leave.
Yeah.
I saw
Yeah.
a clip of him giving a tour to some foreign dignitaries, and he's going through like he has turned the White House, which I hope one day it gets renamed to the original name, the People's House, but I doubt that'll
Yeah.
happen anytime soon. But um, he's going around like he's showing all the gold shit that he put in there, and it looks like a like a like just the worst cheesy restaurant you could ever walk in. Like those restaurants that are like too on the money about what kind of food it is. Like you go in
Mm-hmm.
to an Italian restaurant and you see gondolas and all this shit and busts of Caesar, or you go into a Greek restaurant and you see the wreaths and all this other shit.
Uh,
And it's like it's
there's
so
at least three
obnoxious.
pictures of Santorini.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
just completely
Yes,
obnoxious.
exactly.
And I mean, it's. I mean, I've honestly I've seen like cheap Long Island houses that look more dignified than this.
Yeah.
Because there are
I,
sections of Long Island where there's a lot of new money, and they built these really obnoxious McMansion type places, and there's all these pillars, and they all want to look like Tara from Gone with the Wind, just obnoxious, ridiculous shit. And that's what the White House looks like now.
Yeah. I forget what foreign leader he had there recently. But it was within the last couple days, and they're sitting there in front of in the Oval Office, and I mean it's like every inch of that Oval Office is now just gold, and it's disgusting. Like it's not even in good taste. You know what I mean? Like it's just it reminds me of my great aunt's house.
Yeah,
It's just gaudy.
it reminds
Just
me of
terrible.
Goldmember in the Austin Powers film. I love
I love
Yeah,
gold.
gold.
yeah.
Now he just starts needs to eat that he just needs to start peeling the skin off of his hand and eating it, and we'll be good.
I will bet, and I'm only speculating here, but I will bet that he'll have his name on the White House before he leaves, if he ever leaves. Trump will
Yeah,
have his name on the front of the White House. It'll
Yeah.
be called the Trump House. I'll bet you money it'll probably happen.
Didn't The Simpsons predict that?
Yep, sure did.
probably. Let's say it'll be uh something something oh God, how do they do NFL stadiums now? It's not like Arrowhead Stadium or Cleveland Brown Stadium. It's like Trump Stadium at the White House or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah. Yeah.
Well, for his birthday coming up, next birthday he's going to have a one of those UFC fighting uh,
Yeah, on
in
the
there at the White
front
House.
lawn. Yeah.
Wait, say that again. He's going to have what? UFC fighting where?
They're going to have, yes, in the front lawn of the White House. And this isn't a joke, this is real.
Yep.
He's already confirmed with Dana White that they have I forget what UFC it is, UFC 900, and it's going to be on the front lawn of the White House. Like they're going to build a stadium, they're going to have the whole thing. That's the
That's
spectacle.
totally on brand.
I mean, we at this point, like he's President Camacho. He really is. No, I
UFC.
mean, really. Like,
From
I mean, seriously.
Idiocracy,
Like,
right?
yes, I fully expect him to be dropped in by line, holding a couple of like M60s and just, da, 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 you know, I'm the best president. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
I mean, that's where we're at, literally.
And probably right after that, since you already have that all built there, you'll have a WWE spectacular going on there too, probably.
Why
I
not?
mean,
Why
Linda
not?
McMahon is the head of the
Department
Department
of
of
Education.
Education, so
Her
Yeah.
job will be done by now. It's already closing, so
yeah.
Do you know
put
that
that on.
Christy Nome didn't know what habeas corpus is?
Correct. She still doesn't, by the way.
I'm sure. And Dump doesn't
And
know.
well, we saw that the other day when the reporter was like, asked him about suspending habeas corpus, and his response was, "Who's that now?"
Right.
And he said, "Yeah," and he said habeas corpus, and he's like, well, I'm gonna defer to Pam Bondi.
Actually,
Pam, why
what
don't
actually
you,
what he said was he's like, I don't know. What do you think? That's what he said.
yeah, yes, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, because he had no clue what that was.
I was expecting him fully to just go off on a rant like, I don't know, I've never met habeas,
Oh, wait a second.
something
Wait a
similar
second.
to that.
We have another
Oh no.
propaganda parrot. CERM, CERM 717, probably some
Interesting name.
Groiper account. Uh, Dump winning daily for America and the world, exposing corruption and weak minds daily. Yes, all in the White House.
And then he
Since
says, since October
October, we
started.
have had 47 wins in a row. Oh, dude, you're beyond help, man. You are beyond help.
I mean,
Oh,
he is right. Trump is making history every
yeah,
day, but I
wow.
wouldn't call them
I
great
think
moves.
I think I think he's got to go because that's like
Yeah.
he's like when I see people just bang 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 bang. That's like weird shit to me.
Yeah. They're
Democrats
fully
lost it
invested in the
all. So
administration.
so does anybody have any clue of what he meant by 47 wins in a row?
Well, 47 because Trump's the 47th president. See, there you go.
So obvious.
Yeah, it's so
Holy
stupid.
shit. These fucking
I'm
people are
surprised he didn't
wild.
say. I'm surprised he didn't say next he'll have 2028 wins or something or
Right,
2028 wins.
right.
You know,
Unreal. Raucus says the McMahons donated 5 mil to the bogus dump charity. Even when exposed, they still got right off. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, same
of
thing. Like
course.
a few, like, who was it? That woman that he gave the Medal of Freedom to or something? Adelson? Was that her name?
Oh, Mary Madelson,
Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah, yeah. Just she gave him like $100 million.
Yep.
yes. As a matter of fact, I don't know. Did you see when he was over in Israel giving a speech in front of the Knesset? He had actually called Mary Medelson out by name and was like, "You need to stand up. I love you so much." And then he said, "I asked her which country she loves the best." And then and he was like, "I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this." But she said that she loved Israel better than America. And it's like, dude, shut the fuck up. Like, I don't agree with anything he was saying. I don't agree with anything that was said in that meeting of the Knesset. But also, brother, shut up. Like, just be like, the war is over or something, and be like, everything's great, even though it's not.
But see, it's a lack of humility, right? Because
Correct.
he does really bad when he goes off script, but he
Yes, he
hates
does.
being told what to do, so he's always going to go off script. Like even
Yeah.
in that highly tense situation in 2017 in what was it, somethingville? Shit.
Charlottesville.
Thank you, Charlottesville, where
Yes.
they were chanting, Jews will not replace us and other crazy shit
Uh
like
huh.
that.
With the tiki torches.
And so he had a script. They wrote a script for him. It was on the teleprompter. He was reading it, but then he said, there were fine people on both sides. On both sides. No,
Correct.
no, 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 no. A 20-year-old woman lost her life that day because one of those sociopaths drove into a crowd.
Correct.
That's not
And
fine people on both sides.
that person that did that was from Sandusky, Ohio, by the way.
Yes, that's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably a
I
fan
will
of
I will
Jim
never forget
Jordan's.
that. Yeah. I think he rode one of the roller coasters at Cedar Point one too many times.
And
Um,
driving a Challenger when he ran over those people.
yes, yep. Dodge Challenger, yep.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I mean, and the thing is, if this was the current administration and he went off on a ramble like that, I would fully accept that, like, there was no teleprompter whatsoever. It's just him spitballing, you know. But this was the previous administration where there were people in his administration, though were still not good people, still had a understanding of the Constitution, of the office of the presidency to a point.
And he got rid of all of them.
Now, correct. I mean, to the point now where he just this week he wants Pam Bondi to bring up charges against John Bolton,
Of
and
course.
it's like, wait, I thought John Bolton was an evil person. Wait, what do you mean? I thought he was a bad guy, and then it's like, oh, well, he was a bad guy, but just not like this kind of bad guy. Holy shit! But that's where we're at.
Well, you know, I said this earlier on Danny's live. Um, I've been saying for months that it's going to get worse before it gets better. And now there's a
It
lot of
is.
people insisting and Danny's been talking about this for a long time, but they're insisting that Saturday is the day that he's going to do the whole, oh, we're
Yes.
at war and we have to do martial law and blah blah blah, or he's going to
Yep.
cite the Insurrection Act, something.
Yep, it's going to
Correct.
happen.
It's going to happen this Saturday.
I mean,
And they're
he's
doing it.
working so hard to provoke people, and now, and this is a thing that I said, and I don't feel like I'm a genius for saying this. I think it's one of the most obvious predictions that anybody could have made. Eventually, the people are going to get tired of being pushed around, and they're going to start fighting back. I just watched a video of civilians surrounding an ICE van to make sure that he couldn't
Mm-hmm.
go to where he was supposed to go. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw a cop telling an ICE officer that he couldn't go where he wanted to go. He's like, he said, if you drive that way, we're going to arrest you. So the cops
Yep.
are getting tired of it too.
Well, yeah, because as we've seen before, these federal agents don't care about your community. They're not from your community. They're not of your community. However, as much as, a lot of us may not agree with this, but those officers that are there in your community, they are your neighbor. They are in your community. They know about life and how things go on in your community. These federal agents don't know that. They're just there to do one thing. And I'll be honest with you, I think right now, just for the sake of getting past this, um, banding together with your local law enforcement because they are your neighbor. They might not agree with you, you may not agree with them, kind of a thing. You know, but
Well,
with what
I'm
we
going to leave
have at
that
the
up to
federal level,
YT folks because I can't sell that to people of color.
I, listen. I'm not saying that. I'm not necessarily saying that you should, but it's this idea that the local police are going to realize very quickly that these federal agents don't give a flying fuck about them. And I think, I really hope that it's an eye-opening situation for the local police to be like, oh shit, maybe we need to like focus more on our community more than we do, have the ideals that we've had
Yeah,
over the
man.
years. But I know
Because
that's,
the dust is going to settle one day, and
right.
trials are going to start happening. And these people that are living high on the hog now and drunk with power, they're going to realize that they are not the billionaire class, the billionaire predator class, as
No.
Danny likes to say. Right? They are not.
Yeah.
They are not part of that group. They are cannon fodder.
I was
The
just
the
going to
the
say
the,
they are
the,
cannon fodder.
the
Yes,
oligarchy
correct.
doesn't give a fuck about them. They're just tools. They're batteries in the matrix. They don't care about these
They
people.
they absolutely are expendable tools.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
they'll throw
watched
them
a
under the bus in
video.
a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
I watched a video last night of they were in a store or something. I don't remember what kind of store it was, like a Walmart or whatever. And these three ICE agents came in to take this guy and wasn't identifying themselves. They had masks on, but the arms were showing. And the one guy, big tall guy, was an Oreo doing this. I could not
Mm-hmm.
believe what I saw.
But
You
see,
know,
that's to be expected because you know, think of Django Unchained and
yeah,
Samuel L.
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's character, right? The
that's true.
House
Yes.
N, right?
Yes.
That's always existed. In Germany, Jews sold out other Jews. I mean, this is just how the world works. And I frankly hate those people. I
Yeah.
hate, you see how I react every time some fucking minority comes up here talking about supporting dump.
Yep.
I get infuriated because it's like you're the most sickening kind of person to me.
Well,
You're
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a lot.
there's PDF files at the top of the list of horrifying human beings, subhumans, really. And then after
Right.
that, it's self-hating minorities. I fucking can't stand those
Yeah.
people.
But I've seen my share of Hispanics arresting these other Hispanics,
Yeah,
but that was the first time on video that I saw an Oreo doing it.
yeah. I've
So
seen
I'm
I've
just
seen a
saying,
Well,
bunch. I've seen a bunch.
I haven't.
You
I
know.
will tell you, have any of you been treated to the video that was Vivek Ramaswamy speaking at the Ohio Turning Point
Oh
USA
God,
thing?
I don't want to hear any other thing that guy says. But you could tell me about it though. But I hate listening to him. He's so
Okay.
dumb.
So, well, I will tell you this. Every single speaker that was there for question and answer round basically reminded him that because of the color of his skin, he's not welcomed. He's because of his religion. There was one young man that said, Christ is king, Hinduism is wrong. I will not vote for you because you are not one of us.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was just person after person after person just echoing that to his face. And he looked so defeated by the end of it. And I was just like, it's one of those things where, of course, that is wrong. I don't agree with anything that was said by that because, like, come on, man, don't be like that to the guy. But also, there's that song. I never thought the leopards would eat my face. that
Well,
that was it in real time.
before we say hello to Jones, I'll share this story of this podcaster that's part of a duo called Fresh and Fit.
Okay.
They're complete red pill idiots, just
Oh
dumb as
God.
shit. One is from, I think, Trinidad, and one is a BLK from America. This guy is a self hating minority. He speaks out against minorities, and he's shown up. There's video of him showing up in YT spaces and trying to talk like them, but he has his photo there. So the crowd
Hmm.
starts turning on him and being like, N word, get out of here. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's just so
Hmm.
desperate to be YT. It's so sad. Jones, how you doing,
Yeah.
man?
How you doing, bro?
Another day in paradise.
Yeah, it's been a fun day indeed.
So what's on your
I
mind?
liked your comments with those guys. Just basically, people think racism is just in the South. It's all over the place. Like
Of
even
course.
in New York.
Of
Oh,
course. Yeah, it's all over. It's like
yeah.
air. It's like oxygen. It's all around you. It gets in you. You're not thinking about it.
Yes,
You're
It's
not
very
aware of
viral.
it, but it's everywhere. Like there are people that will swear to you that they are not racist because whatever criteria they created in their mind for what that means, they haven't done. But try banging one of their daughters, and suddenly you see it come out. By the
Hmm.
Or
way,
your
that's
car
a
breaks
that's a
down.
story from my life.
I was gonna say that's yeah.
So it's just I'm never surprised by racism. There's an infamous moment on this live where a woman tried to tell me that if this young black man had just complied, and I
Oh my
went
God.
and I went really, like, I mean, it wasn't totally crazy, but it was like a 7 out of 10. And like, no one would have ever seen that coming. But you know, there are things that I don't trust when I see people engaging in this kind of thing, and that's like being. It feels like they're being performative when they're trying to be all like love and light and spirituality and sweetness and wonderment and all that shit. And I'm like, they're hiding something. They're hiding
By
something.
the way, after that had happened that night, she ended up blocking me for some reason.
Because you're a douchebag. Why
Which
not?
I mean,
Why
it
shouldn't she
is what it
block
is.
you? Who the fuck are you?
Yeah, right. I was like, okay, whatever.
Anyway, let's say hello to Sharky. Hey, Sharky, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, man?
Excellent. Thank you for asking. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to pop up real quick. I posted down in the comments that Homeland Security yesterday posted basically a Yahtzee far right term, uh, which is remigrate
Mm-hmm.
on their X account. Um, and for those that don't know, remigrate is actually a form of ethnic cleansing
Mm-hmm.
by
Hmm.
mass deportation of immigrants and their descendants, even if they are citizens. And for a group of people who are crying that they don't want to be called Yahtzees, they sure are posting about it
Yeah.
and posting terms like it.
Yeah.
And I really think that this is very important for the public to understand that this is why they have made being anti-fascist, uh, a terrorist action, because our government's going full fascist.
Right. Exactly. And this is not directed toward you, but I hate the term ethnic cleansing because it reminds me of what happened through the years in the military. In World War One, when soldiers came back fucked up, it was shell shock. And
Mm-hmm.
Carlin did a whole
Yeah.
bit about this. He said, shell shock, you understand immediately what that means because those two words put together paint a clear picture of what happened to the person. Shells were dropping, explosions were happening, and they were shocked and dismayed by it, right? Shell shock. Then, as time went on, they called it battle fatigue. And he's like, it just sounds like you're tired, right? And he said, he
Right.
also made the point that the more words and syllables you add, the further away you get from the real meaning. So shell shock, 2 words, 2 syllables, right? Battle fatigue, still 2 words, but now 4 syllables, right? And then, of course, we finally get to post-traumatic stress syndrome. So, I see ethnic cleansing in the same way. It's like, call it genocide. That's what the fuck it is, you know?
Yeah.
True. True.
But yeah, that's just one of the 100,000 pet peeves that I have.
True. No, understandable.
But yeah,
But
well,
yeah, no,
yeah,
I just
I had not seen that about the remigrate thing, but yeah, look, they are like really consistent in invoking propaganda from the 30s, Schmittler
mm-hmm.
quotes, Goebbels quotes. Steve Miller just like 2 weeks ago quoted Goebbels straight out. Like
Yeah.
they're not trying to hide it anymore. This whole text chain that we saw from these young up and coming Republican leaders, it's exactly what we knew was going on. Because
Mm-hmm.
not to be offensive, but the fact is that a lot of white people convinced themselves that racism was over, and I know this because they told me so. Okay,
Right.
many many times, and we're like, yeah, that's not your life. It's not part of your life. So you're speaking just basically about your life. You're not speaking about life writ large in America. And finally, people are starting to come to the awareness that it never went away. It just was hiding for a while. Even Barack Obama talked about that. He said, and he uses explicit language. He said, there was a time when you understood that you couldn't yell N-word in the streets anymore because it was not fashionable to do so, but that didn't mean that those people didn't feel that. Because you could
Right.
pass all the laws you want saying these people are equal and those people are equal and let's treat them equally. That doesn't change how people feel.
Exactly. Yeah.
History
Yeah.
repeating itself.
Yeah. And it always does. I mean, this has been going on all over the world. You know, I recommend everyone. It's a long haul to get into this guy's podcast because he does 4-hour episodes. But if you really want to do the deepest dive you've ever seen into history, there's a podcast called Hardcore History, and it's run by a guy named Dan Carlin, who's sort of an unofficial historian. I mean, he knows as much as any historian that he ever has on his show, and sometimes more, actually. And when this guy talks about world history, you see very clearly that what we're experiencing now is wash, rinse, repeat. It's like that what they alluded to in the Matrix. Oh, this is the 6th version of the Matrix. You know, it just keeps on going. The big wheel keeps on turning, and we just keep coming back to the same place that we left. Whatever, you know, whether it was in America, we left this 80 fucking years ago, right? We left this whole. There was no debate that fascism was good or
Right.
bad. We all understood it was terrible, right?
Right.
Now, we literally, just a couple of hours ago, had to listen to quote unquote Americans defending fascism.
Yep.
Well,
I mean, the Yahtzee party got a lot of the way they did things from us, from
Yeah.
the Jim Crow era.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's well documented.
We had 20,000. Yeah, we had 20,000 Yahtzees sell out Madison Square Gardens.
Yep, 1939. And guess who's
Yep.
what was his father or his grandfather? I think it was his
Grandfather.
Dump's grandfather was there.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, don't forget, just recently in the speech to the generals at Quantico, if I may read this quote, Biden let people come in from prisons, mental institution, drug dealers, murderers.
Yeah.
You know, we had 11,488. Now, remember, pay attention to that number. Murderers allowed into our country by this guy who had no clue. He had no clue. Now, that number is very important. First of all, if we remember from before this speech to the generals, the president spoke, the current president has spoken that there were, you know, hundreds of thousands of murderers that were allowed into this country. However, during this speech, he brought up 11,488. Now, that is a very specific number. And the reason that's a
Yeah.
specific number is because if you know anything about, you know, schmatzy ideology, 14 and 88 have very important, you know,
it's the
you know,
Christian nationalist anthem, basically.
well, the 14 is, and then the 88 is HH. So I won't go into description of that, but you can extrapolate from that information. Like at this point, like, you know, they call them dog whistles, but like we're not whistling at a dog. We're not using a dog whistle at this point. We're fucking screaming at the dog. Yeah.
I mean, there was a video that I saw just a few weeks ago, and I've mentioned it before, but these people were yelling out "Hail Victory! Hail Victory!" And I was like, "Oh, that sounds awfully familiar." Yeah, because that's Sieg Heil in German.
Yeah.
Correct.
They're not trying to hide it. They're not trying to hide it. They don't have to.
No.
They don't have to anymore.
They don't have to because there's no repercussions for it at this point.
And they were just waiting. They were just
everybody's going to go with it.
The dust is going to settle. The lights are going to come on at the end of the orgy, and they are going to find themselves in a very, very vulnerable place. All these masked thugs roaming the streets causing havoc, those masks are going to come off one day. It's literally a matter of time.
I really do hope so.
They're gonna find out that they are Proud Boys and Patriot Front members.
That's right. And even if they're not, they're still going to be Nuremberged like in 1945. They ICE members are literally now saying, "I'm just following orders."
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's the eeriest redo of history that I've ever seen. I called it in 2015, but I was hoping that I was wrong. You know, I said this guy, you know, in 2015, this guy sounds like that other guy in Germany, and you know, I think we should be alarmed about this. And in academia, there were a few people saying the same thing, but you know, the average person wasn't buying into that. I got a lot of backlash
Yeah.
for saying that.
Oh,
You know,
I
again, I
got
hoped that I
labeled.
was wrong, but I was fucking right.
Right. The average
Yeah, I got
response to that was, "Oh, you just everything is H word. Everything is H word. You don't like something, it's H word." And it's like, yeah, but this is literally H. You know, this is literally that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
know.
actually got labeled an alarmist and all that stuff by friends who were like, "Oh, I mean, come on, this guy is a former reality show host. How bad can he be?" I'm like, he literally still wants the Central Park Five to be executed
Yeah,
after
we
they were
talked
found
about that
innocent.
just recently. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but this is a function of his insane ego, because he has to be right no matter what. So even
Right.
when presented with the evidence, and here's a goal I've never done before. It's called you're awesome. Here we go. You're awesome. There's 20 of those. So when he is presented with the facts that he's wrong, he basically tries to gaslight you. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so he was asked specifically, well, the Central Park Five have been exonerated. Do you want to apologize to them? You know, for calling them to be executed? Do you want to, like, this dude took out a full page ad in every one of the major newspapers in New York City before the trial even happened, calling to
Yeah.
end these people's lives, right? And a normal person of average intelligence would have had the sense to go, damn, I fucked up, man. I apologize. That, you know, I got caught up or whatever, you know, but he was like, I still think they're guilty.
Yep.
Right. That is an insane level of ego.
That's who he is. And you know, and I will say I don't feel that he has the same convictions as the person from Germany in the 1930s. Um, because there was a lot there were different circumstances for that gentleman. However, given his ego and the people that he is now, or even then when he first ran for president, the people that he has surrounded himself with had those convictions, and that's why we are in this situation that we're in. Um,
But
and
to me, it doesn't matter if he has the same convictions or not. He's doing the same
right,
things. That's like,
right,
I've never understood the concept of a hate crime, because basically you're trying to, it's almost like a thought police kind of thing where you're putting on a more severe penalty based on how someone was feeling, right?
right.
So if I'm thinking about puppies and kittens while I'm stomping on your head, is that now not a hate crime because you're still stomping on someone's head, right?
Right.
So what difference
Uh,
does it make what's in his mind? You know, so like
right.
if Dump doesn't have these same beliefs, it doesn't matter. He's doing the
Right.
same shit.
Exactly. It's somebody like myself that tries to find some logical reason to everything to try to understand why he would be doing this as he's doing it.
Right.
And looking back at the other person, it's like, well, that other person had this very difficult belief that the whole reason that they had lost World War I was because the generals, and I believe, I don't remember what the German phrase was, but it was like the great stabbing in the back, that whole movement. And like, does he feel that way with the whole Letitia James thing? And after he became president, or after he was does he feel this way? Like what is his motivations for this
Let
this
me
kind
give
of
you a
action?
Psych 101 evaluation, right? Alligators have brains that are the size of a teaspoon, right?
Hmm.
And for their size body, that's a shockingly small brain, but
Yes.
alligators act completely on instinct, right? It's
Hmm.
basically eat, make more alligators. Eat, make more alligators. That's all they do,
Right.
right?
Right.
And Dump operates at that level of instinct. So when you bring up people like Letitia James and James Comey and Jack Smith, revenge. There's no
Yeah.
other thing in his head, just revenge. I got to get
Yeah.
revenge, right? When you talk about the scams that he's pulling, money. I got to get more money, right? When you talk about
Yes.
cheating on three wives and cheating on his mistress with an adult film star, that's like, oh, I got to get Pootie Tang. I got to get it.
Right.
Everything is at a fucking lobotomized instinctual level. There's not
Right.
much happening in the frontal cortex with this guy. It's all lizard brain shit, you know?
Yeah.
Uh, and it, like, he literally, like, even, he, this is so extreme in him that on many occasions he has said, oh, if Ivanka wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her.
Right.
How
Correct.
fucking, how fucking creepy is that?
Yeah.
That's one of the worst things I've ever heard a father say about his daughter. You
What
Yeah.
know?
about
That.
the pageants with the underage girls?
Yeah. So everything is always at the basest level of existence with him. You know, oh,
Right.
money, power, food, booty,
Yeah. Reproduction.
revenge.
Yeah.
That's it's
Yeah.
all, and of course there's nuance to this, but that's the basics with this fucking guy. He
Right.
he's not operating on any level of sophistication that comes from the very important development of our frontal cortex. For our body
Right.
size, our brains are enormous, right? Because we had to figure out how to get people on the moon. And it takes big brains to do shit like that. It takes big
Hmm.
brains to build cities and sewage systems and electrical grids, right? And
Yep.
flying objects that are heavier than air. No
Automobiles.
other
Yeah.
no other
Yeah.
animal manipulates the environment like humans do,
Correct.
right? So that's why, like, when you see someone like Dump, it's hard to understand him because you're operating like a normal human being.
Yeah.
My son explained this to me quite quickly one time because I was like, I don't understand these fucking MAGA hats. This was a few years ago. And he's like, because you're not dumb like them.
Right.
Yeah, I don't relate to how fucking dumb they are. I can't.
I mean, that's kind of the same thing with a lot of the people that I work with are always complaining about like the homeless or the mentally ill that are unhoused around my town here, and I don't understand why they don't just get a job, and it's like, bro, that's because their brains don't work like yours. That's the problem. They need help.
And actually, they might have
You
had a
know
job.
exactly.
When you look at the statistics for homeless, that's another area where you see the shame of America.
Right.
Where if somebody if the breadwinner has a heart attack, and has to be hospitalized for even 2 weeks, they could lose their house because
Yep.
once you get behind on bills, generally it's nearly impossible to catch up unless you get some big infusion of cash, right?
Yep.
And most people
Mhm.
don't have that circumstance, right? So you have these people that were living the quote unquote American dream, and then something went wrong, and because of capitalism and greed and heartlessness, people lose their homes. So women, children, the elderly, 50% of those people are veterans. So
Yeah.
it just goes to show you what a despicable place this is.
Right.
And how about the way they treat our vets?
Horrible. They
Yeah.
it's all lip service. Oh, Memorial Day, oh, Veterans Day, and of course those are wonderful days conceptually, but the other 363 days a year, you give them nothing.
Literally nothing.
Nothing.
I mean,
Now you're even
it's to
taking
the
shit
point.
away from them.
It's to the point where where one of my friends who served his country in the United States Marine Corps, and he showed me the portal that he's on for the VA. That he needs to see his actual VA doctor, not the guy, as he calls it, not the guy on the computer screen. He needs to actually see a medical professional, and his time went from, I think it was 85 days to 322 days, because that's the way we've cut the system. So, and the thing with him, it's something about his elbow's messed up. I don't know if it's tennis elbow, whatever. But it's, for him, it's not even like a life threatening thing, but it's still like he's got to wait that long to see somebody to be like, oh, yeah, here's some medication, fix your elbow. Or, oh, you need some surgery, fix your elbow. But we have vets that are out there that have mental issues that for whatever reason, and they're in the same boat. We're talking hundreds of days before they're able to see an actual human being to tell them, here's this medication, this should help you with whatever it is, or whatever the outcome may be. That's where we are. So
Yeah,
what
I actually had the VA call me yesterday because I had an appointment. So I had dropped off my wife at work so I could use the car to go to the appointment. And as soon as I got home, they called me and said, "Hey, we're sorry, we have to reschedule. Uh, my new appointment is in December."
Yeah. This
Jesus.
is
So
why
not as bad.
this is one of the long list of
Right,
reasons
but
why
still.
I am not interested in hearing anybody talk about how great America is.
Yeah.
You're never going
Well,
to
I mean,
convince
again,
me.
we send $40 billion
I
to
was just gonna
Argentina.
say it. God damn it, you beat me to it.
We send $40 billion to Argentina. We've sent how much money to another country who's been
It is
committing
not real.
Yeah,
yeah
those people.
Yeah, and isn't it crazy that
not
in that country they have free education, they have free healthcare, and we don't.
They they have
well
free
also
ABs, by the way. Let's not leave that
Well,
out.
that's healthcare.
they also
No,
they
that's
also
healthcare, right?
have their soldiers they also have their soldiers now being taken care of on our tax dollars.
Yeah.
But
America first.
this administration,
America first,
yeah,
bro.
America first,
America first.
America first, which I would love to take people who scream America first to the World War II museum that we have here in New Orleans and show them what America first actually meant.
Yeah.
With their hoods and their Yahtzee.
Hey, are those hoods white?
Very, very.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like fresh out of the dry cleaners.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
All
Has
the
more
bounty,
meaning. Or has more mean. Listen, that phrase has more meaning than what a
Another
lot of people
Django
give it.
reference.
Yes,
since
yes, because
19,
yeah, because that is the average American is, they put that hood on and I can't see fucking shit out of this thing.
since 1948, we've been sending Israel trillions of dollars.
Oh,
And they get free medical, they have free college, and all of this other stuff. But we're actually paying for their army down there, and on the tax dollars of America.
Mhm.
We've been
and
doing it since 1948.
and look, with the amount of money that we have budgeted this year just for ICE, plus what we've given Argentina, we every single American, and this isn't adults, this is every single man, woman, child could have basic fucking health care. I'm not asking for us to have that, like fictional med beds or any of that bullshit, but just the ability for anybody to see a fucking general practitioner to be able to go, my finger hurts. Can you look at it? And then the doctor goes, oh, yep, you have a broken finger. You know what I mean? Like basic fucking health care.
Yep.
But go fuck yourself, work 3 jobs, and still you can't afford to go see a fucking doctor.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
how
it's
about
funny.
we all
There
get
was a
what the Congress and Senate get?
Yeah.
That kind of health care.
there was a there was a
I
TikTok
don't
or there
disagree.
was a TikTok that was going around earlier of a MAGA looking all intimidating, saying that how about them libs stop wanting to give immigrants free health care and we give free health care to all the Americans, and there's a bunch of like leftists all going, yeah,
You
that's what we've been fighting for, dumbass.
you literally got to the fucking point. Congratulations.
You
Welcome.
wanna know how
Well,
like severely dumb these people are? I watched this
Oh
clip
my
with my
god.
own eyes of this mouth breathing MAGA hat talking about health care. And, this was a few months ago and, talking about whatever. And he was asked a question and he was like, I don't need Obamacare. I got the ACA.
And yep. Yep. Listen, here in Ohio, we don't call Medicare or Medicaid. Which is the one that's getting cut? Medicaid,
Both of
Medicare,
them.
right?
yes,
Okay.
both.
Well, there's the one. What's the one that's available to everybody, not just the elderly? That's Medicare, right?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Medicaid.
Medicare.
Medicaid.
I don't know.
Anyways,
Medicaid.
well, here in Ohio, we don't call it that. We call it something else. And I have seen nothing but all of these Bible thumping morons getting on the internet saying they can do whatever they want, but I'm still going to have my Medicaid or my Ohio
Right. Right.
health plan. And it's like, you dipshit, that's fucking Medicaid.
Yeah. They're not smart.
That's okay.
They're not smart
No,
people at all. They really aren't.
no, not at all.
Like I don't know if you heard this morning on my live show, someone said Obama's not American. He was born in Hawaii.
No,
And
I
then
missed
and
that.
then someone else wrote in the chat, he's not Hawaiian, he's Mexican.
What the fuck?
You really can't make this
Yeah,
shit up.
That's like
famously, people from Mexico are named
Barack.
Barack Hussein
Yeah.
Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
well, that's like they were saying that Bad Bunny, who was who's
Right.
supposed to be doing the Super Bowl halftime,
Right.
is
Yes.
not American because he's from Puerto Rico.
Oh, let me
Well,
tell you,
but see,
you know that idiot Tammy Lauren?
oh yes,
Oh
Tommy
my
Lauren.
That's who
God.
said it. Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
God. She was on with Crystal Gale, who is
Uh-huh.
the knife's edge when it comes to debating these idiots. And Tommy Lauren was like, something about, he's not American, and Crystal said he's from Puerto Rico, which is America, dear. That is America, dear.
Notice how after that was said, she immediately like stopped the conversation and went
Yeah.
to something else too.
Yeah.
By the
Yeah,
way,
yeah.
And and
that was
and the
almost
only thing that I like about the meritocracy of a lot of social media is that she has a tiny number of followers.
hmm
Where
hmm
where Crystal and her husband Kyle Kalinske have millions of followers.
Yep.
I think Lauren had like 73,000 followers, which is nothing,
Yeah.
nothing even close to influencer status.
No. Well, you got to remember though, ever since the last Trump administration, she has been trying to get like Ben Shapiro numbers.
Yeah,
Yeah, and she just is really dumb. I, I hate to be that way about any human, but like she's just dumb,
hey man, you got to
and
call it what it
that's the way it
is.
works.
You
Yeah.
know, you know, as in the film Things to Do in Denver when you're DEAD, they said several times, give it a name, right?
Yeah.
So you sometimes you got to give it a name, man, and stupid is as stupid does.
Well, and to that point though, like we have Christy Nome
Duh.
talking, or yeah, Christy Nome. Yeah, I know. Okay, here, yeah. Talking about that they're going to have ICE agents at the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I have a couple issues with that. Number one, does anybody in the administration understand how expensive the cheap Super Bowl tickets are? Because I'm a Chiefs fan, and they've gone to a couple Super Bowls recently, and I thought, maybe I could pull this off, working a blue collar job. No, I can't even fucking sit across the street from the
I
stadium.
have no idea what a ticket's going for
Oh, $1,500 at like the cheapest,
for one
and
ticket.
that doesn't. Yeah, that's one ticket, and that's
Wow.
literally like you're like in the most obscure corner of the stadium where you're sitting up by the lights kind of thing
Mm-hmm.
at
You're
that
in a
price.
janitor's closet. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, exactly. You're not even on the field. You're standing room only. Um, but like, just for shits and giggles, I was like, okay, the last year when the Eagles played the Chiefs, I thought, well, how much is like mid-level tickets for this? It was $15,000 to sit in the middle of the stadium, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll never afford this. That's fucking insane. But like, so this threat that they're going to have the ICE agents going all around the Super Bowl, it's like, who are you going to arrest? Millionaires?
Well, they're
What do
being
you
they're
even?
being they're being fiscally responsible.
No, they're
I mean,
gonna they're
Yeah,
gonna arrest
it
the
only
employees.
yeah, exactly.
They're not there
That's who they'll end
to
up detaining.
arrest the YT folks. They're
yeah,
gonna arrest the employees.
the guy throwing peanuts or whatever,
Yeah.
the hot dog vendors,
And
you
the
know those.
football players on the on the side there, they're going to get them too because there's quite a few Hispanics there too.
Well,
So
Danny was going to like this. When the Chiefs go to the Super Bowl again this year, um, maybe the ICE agents will arrest Isaiah Pacheco because he's Puerto Rican.
yeah, and
Like,
Mahomes, and
yeah,
Mahomes,
Pat Mahomes, because they'll be like, oh, he's the wrong color.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like, God damn
yeah.
it, what the fuck?
Well, I mean,
Ju-
it's only costing $1 million a day to have National Guard in these different cities picking up trash. So
yeah.
I'll tell you the dumbest thing that I've heard recently. I mean, it's hard to pick the dumbest, but amongst the dumb things that they're doing every day, I heard that Christy Nome wants to get private security for ICE agents.
yeah,
What the
yeah, I heard
fuck?
that too.
And they're
Because they're
packing,
being
No, that I have not heard. Oh my
but they're
God.
packing. Why would
because
they
they
need?
claim they're being doxxed.
Well, docs ain't got nothing to do with security.
Well, it does because what they're saying is, if the agents get docked, they're in danger because people could show up at their
Yeah,
But they're
homes and harm
fast.
them.
civilians.
But you're already a security force. You're already the largest security force
Yeah.
in America, and in fact, it's larger than some countries' army. Okay,
Yeah.
ICE is the sixth largest military in the world right
there you
now.
go.
Oh,
Right,
I
so the
agree.
idea
Well,
that they need security is absurd.
It
yeah.
is absolutely
And I mean,
absurd.
what are they going to have? The untrained securing the unintelligent? Like, they're all like, from the videos that we've seen recently coming out of these agents making these detentions, like, these people are not trained whatsoever
Yep,
in pew pew safety, in handling
anything,
detainees,
anything.
anything, anything at all.
For an effort like this, first of all, you had when you fast track something. This
Yeah.
is similar to what we were talking about with CrossFit, right? If when you speed things
Hmm.
up, you run the risk of fucking it up. Okay,
Yeah.
Yep.
so not only did they start doing things that ICE was never prepared to do, but then they started recruiting anyone who would show up. And so
Yeah.
you got these doofy motherfuckers out there with fantasies of being John Rambo, and yet they don't know how to put handcuffs on a person.
Right. Right. And we like, literally what you just said about not knowing how to put handcuffs on people. I've seen probably 20, 30 videos so far of these people fumbling with fucking handcuffs.
And zip
Like,
ties. Yeah.
dude, yeah, like, fucking quit. What are you doing? Like, Jesus Christ,
Well,
you know?
that's why it's
But
taking like 5 or 6 of them to tackle a person.
but
Yeah.
you also have to remember, have there been any Patriot Front uh protests recently? Have there been any
Yeah,
Proud Boy protests? Hmm. I
yeah.
wonder where they
It's
all
almost like
went.
Voting for ICE.
I know. Yeah,
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah,
They're all voting for
exactly.
ICE. And Oath Keepers, another group is
Yeah.
working for us.
Which, actually, what I had mentioned in Danny's live earlier about the schmazzies coming to my town and tagging a bunch of shit. Um, with the tags that were on a lot of our traffic cabinets, stickers for the proud not Proud Boys, Patriot Front, were associated with all these taggings, and I was like, oh, cool, people that I need to look out for in my city so that I can make sure that they somehow get doxxed. I don't care. Like, at this point, like, they need to be brought to the public eye and prosecuted or persecuted,
They
whichever version
they
of that word
they
you want
they
to
will
use.
eventually. They will eventually.
I hope so.
So, Sharky, thank you so much for coming up. I appreciate your input. I'm here Monday
Thank
through
you, sir.
Saturday, 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. Come by anytime.
I will. Thank you for having me.
All right. Jones, any final thoughts before you head out?
Yeah, hopefully the light will come sooner than later.
That would be a lovely thing. Thanks again for coming up.
All right, have a good night.
All right, Traffic Man, I am going to put the onus on you to do a PSA for Danny.
All right. So, anybody in this live, I implore you to please follow Danny. He does wonderful lives Mondays and Wednesdays. For Danny, what is the purpose of the live? What's the name of it? The
The way of
The
positive
something
way
of
of
pot.
change.
positive change.
Thank you, thank you. They are fantastic lives. And then on Friday, it is the most fun anybody will have on social media, period. Danny holds lives where we play Trivial Pursuit. The topics are ever changing. Um, if maybe someday we will revisit the Harry Potter topic, so somebody could dethrone Jessica.
Not very likely.
I doubt it, but but no, seriously, if you want a good time full of laughs, and just an escape from this reality we're in right now. Friday evenings are fantastic. And I would implore anybody, yeah, please follow Danny because all of his lives are worth it. Absolutely.
And on Fridays, you get to see Traffic Man's snarky side. So that's a
That's
treat.
correct.
That's a treat for me. Well, thank you, brother, for coming up, for doing the PSA. As
Absolutely.
always, I
Thank
appreciate
you.
your input. Have a great night.
You too.
Danny, my older brother from another mother, last man standing. Any final thoughts? Oh, hold on. Lana, it's 6 p.m. Eastern time. Adjust for your time zone. Any final thoughts,
Yeah,
Danny?
it's Atlanta. It is 4 p.m. your time in Omaha. No, it is 5 p.m. your time in Omaha. 3 p.m. Pacific time out here. Anyway, uh, it's been a great live. The panel was superb, and even though we had a couple of numbnuts up here, it was all good. But anyway, thank you. I appreciate you helping me out in my live today. The contestants were very rude to you a couple of times, so
I'm
I had
used
to
to it.
drop them like a hot potato. But you know that when I say that you're my friend, my co-host, my brother, I mean it with all my heart. And like I tell him, if Yoda says something to you, he has the right to speak whenever he wants because he's my co-host. So for those people that come to my live, and if you don't know Yoda's my co-host, he is my co-host, just like I'm his. And I'll guarantee you that if you sit there and get ignorant with Yoda on my live, you'll be out of there like in a New York minute. He
Yeah.
knows what a New York minute
Yeah.
is.
They couldn't handle the heat today, that's for sure.
That's for sure. But anyway, thanks a lot, my friend.
Absolutely,
We'll
man.
see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Have a great night. All right, folks. Another one is in the hopper. Before I go, I want to share with you a place where I volunteer. This is a pro democracy group. Many of you want to know what you can do to fight this craziness going on. Here it is. I volunteer for one of the leading pro democracy organizations in America. They're called Represent Us. You can get involved right now and start fighting for democracy and against corruption. They've given me my own URL, represent.us/Yoddah, represent.us/YODDAH. You'll be taken to this page where you can start getting involved right away and letting your representatives know what you think about what's going on. So go to represent.us/Yoddah and let your voice be heard. Thank you, Yoda. Great job explaining that. If you don't remember the URL, don't worry. You can go to my bio, and in my link tree, it's at the bottom. You'll see the Represent Us logo. Thank you all for your time and attention. Thank you for all the gifting and the tapping and the comments and the sharing. But most of all, thank you for your time. That's the most valuable thing you have, and I will never take it for granted. So, with that, peace, love, and granola. Talk to you soon.